Hi, I'm Koltan Ohnell, and today I'm going to be talking to you about the importance of not texting and driving. First off, I want to tell you a little personal story about myself that I ran into, I don't know, probably 5, 6 months ago here, where I thought texting and driving wasn't a big deal. I did it every day, never really caught up or came and got me from behind. But it did in a split second like that, and it changed my view on it for the rest of my life, and it almost ended my life, to be honest with you. I was driving on the interstate doing about 80 miles an hour, just like everybody else, and there was one guy who was doing 40 miles an hour at night. You don't really realize how fast you can move in that short of a time, but before you know it, you catch up to him. I can't blame it on him for driving that slow at night, but it's probably not the safest thing to be doing. But here I was, texting and driving, looking at my phone, looking up and down, thought I was going to be alright. Before I knew it, I caught up to this guy, and that was for me to another car length away, and all I could do was slam on my brakes and swerve as quick as I could, but I wasn't quick enough. I ended up hitting him, and I ended up totaling my pickup, totaling his vehicle. I almost ended my life. I gotten some pretty bad bruises to my face. My sister got some pretty horrible whiplash, and the guy himself ended up hurting his rib cage pretty bad. But I'm pretty fortunate to be able to stand here and tell you about this today, and the importance of staying off your phone and not ending anyone's life that day or something like that. A lot of people, especially the younger crowd, I believe, is what they think is invisible, and I'm one to blame for it. We all think we're invisible at times. Oh, what's going to happen to me? It's just a quick text. It can change pretty dang quick. According to textinganddravingsafety.com, the minimum amount of time your eyes leave the road is 5 seconds. Seems like a really short time when there's 60 seconds in a minute. It's only 5 seconds, right? I mean, if you do it, just think to yourself, close your eyes and count to 5. Just like that. That's a lot of time you have to think about this. Wow, this is a really long time, 5 seconds. Before you know it, deer can jump out in front of you. Another vehicle can be slamming on their brakes. So many things can change in 5 seconds. You just never know. How many times are you driving down the road and bam, you got to slam on your brakes? What if you're looking at your phone? You're gonna be into that person's rear end of their vehicle. Another pretty crazy fact is from the HuffingtonPost.com, 341,000 crashes in 2013 were caused from texting and driving. Now, 341,000, you probably don't think that it's that many, being you see a couple crashes a year in your own little city. But just think of that, how many crashes have you been in? Probably not that many. But 341,000 in the United States were caused just from texting and driving. That's quite the surprising fact. Those could all be completely avoided if people would just put their phones down. How important is a text message to say, hey, I'm 5 minutes away? The person knows you're coming, they're going to expect you to be there. If you don't show up, they can call you. It's as simple as just putting your phone down and maybe putting it in the back seat if that's what it takes to stay off your phone while you're driving. Or put it on silent, or put it in your cubby, something like that, because it's a major problem in the United States and it's only getting worse. It's a pretty sad deal that people don't seem to catch on to the importance of it unless something happens to them. I'm the one to blame. It happened to me. I never thought it was a big deal that sending a quick text was going to change my life forever. Another crazy story from a guy by the name of Mr. Dahl from BrainerdDispatch.com, which is in Brainerd, Minnesota. His young daughter always talked about, oh, I never text and drive. I always keep my friends' phones away from them while I'm driving, or, I grab it from them and read the text to them and I reply for them. Well, he always is very proud of his daughter for that, and he got a phone call one night from the police department saying that his daughter was in a fatal accident and she's no longer with us. He was so shook up by that, when the reporters were talking to him, all he could say was, texting and driving is just not worth it. There's nothing worth it. I lost my daughter's life, and it could be your life. I mean, you tell me what text is as important as your life or someone else's. There's nothing quite that important. So I believe that texting and driving is probably one of the worst things you can do while driving. I mean, you could play it through radio, it's no different, something like that. But it's a huge factor, and a lot of people sometimes sit there and they think, oh, well, it's my business. I gotta answer these people. If they don't get my email back the next 10 minutes, my business is gonna crash. It's, you know what? Your business can crash, you can't. It's your life. So no matter what you do, always keep the phone down. There's nothing more important than you yourself, and put yourself before your phone. So that's all I have to say today, and thank you for your time.